Welcome to the information session for the resident assistant position for the 2016-2017 academic year. Throughout this presentation, you will be given more information about the position itself, expectations of staff, and information regarding the interview process. As we begin, we would like to share a little bit about how the role of resident assistant fits in with the Residence Life and Dining Services, or RLDS, department as a whole. Our RAs are tasked with helping to promote the mission statement and values of our department in their work. We expect staff to be familiar with these and utilize them as they interact with residents. We value conversations and programs for residents that help provide an educational opportunity for residents to grow, oftentimes based around our departmental values. These include, but are not limited to, safety and security, care and inclusion, and support, with the goal of helping our residents feel welcome, respected, and connected on campus. During this hiring process, we will be hiring for our Washakie halls that house primarily first-year students, including Orr, McIntyre, Downey, White, our upper-class housing in Hill Hall, our honors students in the Honors House, and our apartment communities, which house second, third, fourth year, and graduate students, families, non-traditional students, and faculty staff. As a leader on campus, we have high expectations of our staff members and have a variety of position requirements. We do require that our staff members have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA cumulatively and each semester. We recognize that this role adds a lot of extra work to your plate, and we want to be sure that you are still focusing on your academics. There is also a 2.5 cumulative GPA requirement in order to apply. We also expect you to be a full-time student during your time on staff. In asking that you have positive financial, academic, and student conduct status, we are asking that you do not have any ongoing conduct cases, outstanding bills, or academic concerns. As an RA, you will serve as a role model for your residents, and we want you to be modeling those positive behaviors. All of our staff members must be available weekly on Mondays from 6 to 8 p.m. for staff meetings. This time is a great time for you to get essential information for your position, network with your peers, and continue your training in your role. In addition to these weekly meetings, you are expected to be available to come back early in both August and January for additional training before residents arrive. Compensation for the position looks a little different if you are placed in the halls versus the apartments due to the nature of the housing options and meal options being different. Our hall RAs receive a single room at no cost, an unlimited meal plan, a monthly stipend, and $50 dining dollars a semester. Our apartment RAs will receive a furnished apartment at no cost. Bison Run RAs share with up to 3 other residents, a monthly stipend of $375, and $150 dining dollars a semester. As our apartment RAs do not have meal plans, we have adjusted their dining dollars to be more comparable. The value of your housing compensation is listed on the screen. We have talked a bit about personal responsibilities with the RA position. Now we are going to talk about responsibilities with your staff and the position in general. We hope and expect that you take this opportunity to really get to know and support your peers in the role. This includes your individual staff team as well as our larger team of 90 RAs. In order to help you balance the requirements of the position and be an active and supportive team member, we do limit your non-academic activities to 10 hours per week. We limit your outside involvement to help you transition to the role and help ensure you have enough time for your responsibilities as a student and as a staff member. These activities need to be discussed with a supervisor. In your role as an RA, you are vital in helping ensure all of our policies are being followed by members of our community to support our value of safety and security. You will be tasked with recognizing issues in the community, on rounds and being present in your community, confronting situations as they arise, and documenting situations so they can be resolved. All of these duties help you get to know your residents and communities better and provide a good experience for all of our residents. As a staff member, we task you with enforcing our policies. We spoke a bit earlier about observing, documenting, and following up with residents in regards to concerns. This process often happens while on call. For our Hall RAs, duty round hours are weekdays from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., and on weekends we have 24-hour coverage. During these times on call, RAs will perform rounds on their community, interacting with residents and documenting any policy violations. The on-call hours for apartment RAs are weekdays from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. and 24-hour weekend coverage. While on call, our apartment RAs respond to calls they receive from members of the community or campus partners, assist with resident lockouts, and document policy violations. While on call and performing duty rounds, all staff members are expected to uphold federal and state laws as well as our RLDS policies and procedures. There are many administrative aspects of the job that are important to note. As stated earlier, you are expected to attend trainings at the start of both the fall and spring semesters. The specific dates are noted on the screen now. You also must be available to work holiday and break periods. You will work with your individual staffs to divide up those responsibilities in the fall semester. You also play a large role in helping maintain our facilities and ensuring opening and closing goes well. This includes performing health and safety checks where you will be entering and inspecting resident spaces to ensure their safety and the upkeep of the facilities, and being excessively available and assisting with all aspects of move in and move out, both in the fall and spring semesters. As with most jobs, these administrative tasks come with paperwork. You are expected to complete all paperwork in a timely manner. As an RA in the halls, you will be required to work 9 hours at a community desk per week. Most of the desks in our residence halls are open 24 hours and serve as our central location for information, mail, and safety and security. We have a variety of desk types, including the Student Learning Center, the Hill Hall Mail Desk, and the Washkey Desk, in which RAs can work their 9 contracted hours. Our apartment RAs also have desk responsibilities in the community center. The apartment desk is open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekends. Apartment RAs will work approximately 7 hours at the desk each week with an average of 2 additional weekend shifts each month. Apartment RAs are responsible for assisting residents with maintenance concerns, lockouts, lease and contract questions, and other community issues or needs. One of your main roles as an RA is to build community. We expect that you are getting to know all of the residents in your community and are working to create an inclusive and welcoming environment where all of your residents feel at home. RAs build this community by being an active participant and being engaged and visible through programs and events. We expect that you know your residents and that you spend adequate time getting to know your residents and are interacting with them regularly. To assist you in getting to know your community, we have a community development model which outlines the required programs and interactions you need to be having with your residents. While our community development models are comprehensive and lay out your programming responsibilities as well as your intentional interactions with your residents, we have compiled a list of the hallmarks of these models. We expect you to be available to residents. Does this mean you need to be in your community all the time and always have your door open? No. However, we do expect that you are present and visible during opening and closing to help answer any questions and are regularly available to residents throughout the week. We do allow time away for all of our staff and encourage staff to use that time as needed to ensure you do not get burned out. We ask that you plan and implement regular programming. Each month, you will have programming requirements that are both social and educational in nature. We ask that you think creatively and plan programs based on the needs of your community. All of our Hall RAs are tasked with helping to recruit Hall Senate members and encourage leadership opportunities within our communities. Additionally, we ask staff to be supportive and encourage our student leaders in RHA and NRHH and work collaboratively together when possible. We ask that you inform residents of campus and residence life activities. You will be tasked with hanging flyers, spreading the word about big events, and advertising activities happening within our own community. Be knowledgeable and excited about all the opportunities available at UW. As we have stated a few times during this presentation, we expect you to get to know your residents. One way of doing this is through meaningful conversations. We want you to be the contact point for our residents, the person that they can go to with questions and the person that knows how they are doing. We ask that you document those conversations to ensure that your supervisors are also aware of what is going on in your community. If a concern or something positive comes up, your supervisors love having knowledge from you and following up with residents. We ask that you perform early alert academic follow-up with residents. Our early alert program is a program in which faculty members can report if a student is not performing well or failing a class. That information is gathered and those students are sent academic support resources via email. We ask that you follow up with your residents who are on this list. We want to ensure that they know their resources and are getting support when it comes to succeeding academically. RAs should participate and encourage participation in a variety of university programs. These include Homecoming Week, MLK Days of Dialogue, and many other great events that happen on campus at UW. We ask that you role model positive behaviors and have a positive attitude. You are the leader within your community and your residents will look up to you and respect you. Model those positive behaviors in academics and your personal life and maintain your positivity. It will spread and it provides a great reference for your students in the appropriate ways to act in their community. Freshman interest groups, or FIGs, are a great way for students to become more involved at UW. FIGs provide additional academic support and help build more community within the residence halls. As a FIG RA, you will work closely with both a faculty member and the FIG coordinator to provide additional programs and support for your FIG residents. FIG RAs are required to perform additional duties. Compensation is contingent on completion of FIG RA duties. For a list of available FIGs, please reference our hiring website, which is located at the end of the slideshow. As we move forward through this process, we want to make sure you are aware of some important dates to remember. Our application is due February 22nd. If you do not have a UW username or password, please contact Lillian SF for an alternative document. Our group interview process takes place on February 26th at 6 p.m., and our individual interview process takes place on February 27th. If you are not able to travel to Laramie, primarily for applicants outside of Wyoming, there will be an online group interview process on February 26th at 2:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Individual interviews for these candidates will be conducted at normal interview times on February 27th via phone or Skype. Information about signing up for interviews will be sent to you after we have verified your application eligibility requirements have been met. Don't forget those mandatory training dates listed on the slide. As we wrap up, we wanted to pass along a few tips to be successful during your interview. Reread the RA agreements. These are located on the RLDS website. It is important to be prepared for the job and understand all aspects of the role laid out in the agreements. If you will be present for interviews, please remember to bring a writing utensil, something to write on, and your best self. Please dress in business casual attire for the interview, whether or not you will be in Laramie for the actual interview. Interviews will last approximately 30 minutes and will comprise of only 6 questions. Plan to be thorough with your answers. If asked a question to describe a situation, remember the STAR method. S. Situation. Describe the situation to us. T. Task. What was the task at hand or the task you took to solve the problem? A. Action. What action did you or others take? R. Result. What was the result of the situation? And finally, during the interview, be yourself. Do not be who you think we want you to be. We are looking for possible staff members who are authentic and genuine. Thank you for your interest in joining the RLDS team at the University of Wyoming. If you have additional questions, please contact Lillian SF. Go Pokes!